Greetings, I'm back with a brand new smartwatch review. I'm going to flash that model number right up on your screen. This was the cheapest blood glucose monitoring smartwatch I could find on AliExpress. I paid $19.52 for it. It's supposed to have a lot of great features. It's got a built-in speaker and microphone, plus music playing, voice assistant, SMS, so it'll be able to pull in messages on the watch when tethered with Bluetooth, 100 plus dial faces, customized dials, call alert, built-in sensors for checking health and fitness, heart rate monitor, blood pressure monitor, blood oxygen monitor, sleep monitor, pedometer, and some other things here. 1.3 inch high resolution full touch colored LCD screen with a rechargeable battery, and you pair it with an app. So let's check this guy out. It looks pretty cool for under $20. I thought I would see what you get. One thing I noticed right away is this band is going to have to go. It came in different colors. The white and green was sort of the least egregious. It came in sort of an orange band as well. You get the watch, you get the charging cable, and you get an instruction manual. The charging cable is going to be magnetic. It'll snap right on the back to charge this up. Oh, it's got a neat kind of faux carbon fiber look to it. I can see the speaker and microphone here already. I like the looks of it. The band, again, has to go. I'll swap that out. Let me see if it's got any juice in it. It does, so I'm going to fully charge this up, wear it for several days, and then come back with my full, fair, and honest review. Alright, so I'm back after more than a week of wearing this thing. And I'm going to talk an awful lot about this watch, more than I probably should when you hear my bottom line. And I'm going to give you my bottom line right out of the gate. Do I think you should buy this smartwatch because it's the best thing and the best value for the money? Absolutely not. Do not buy it to make any sort of health decisions. It is not a medical device. I don't believe any of these non-invasive smartwatches measure blood glucose accurately. This one, I think for blood pressure, it is off. It measures it low. But I will say this has a lot of features in it for what's selling now for $16.73. I put my own band on it. This original band came with the Amazfit GTR 4, I believe, which is a far cry from the default band that came with this device. It's sort of a teal and white band with some writing on it, and you can see on the box it's either white and green or white and orange. I thought those colors were hideous, so I swapped out the band. It's got a number of different watch faces on it. All right, I'm obviously using the one that I like the best. All right, and this has like an unbelievable number of features in it for the money, and I want to walk you through this now. So you press the upper right button, the screen comes on. This actually has an always-on display, but the caveat is it will come on and stay on for 5 minutes in that mode. If you want you can turn on and lift your wrist and it will come on automatically. Then the maximum amount of time is 15 seconds, or 5 seconds, or 10 seconds. When you scroll from right to left, it gets you into your targeted range, your steps, and various gives you your progress over the range of activities here: activity, exercise, standing time, total number of steps, total distance walked in kilometers. You scroll and get your sleep. You scroll again, you can get your heart rate. Now, it does not do heart rate automatically in the background unless you are in an exercise mode. So know that to take heart rate, you have to manually engage it to take your heart rate. There I'm at 105. So it will not continuously measure this throughout the course of the day. And that's very similar with all of these measurements. There's no way to automatically have them taken over the course of the day. You have to come into their respective screens and press start, and then it will do the measurement. Okay, so that in and of itself excludes this in my opinion, from a range of smartwatch that's really worth much of anything. However, if you don't mind manually going in here and clicking start to take these measurements, then it's okay. There's my blood oxygen saturation, 98%. That's also known as SpO2. You get an EKG, ECG here. I have no idea how this works. This is the first smartwatch I've seen where you don't have to touch some sort of an electrode to have the current go through your body and your heart. But somehow this is making some estimation of an EKG or ECG, and it will come back and tell you whether you're experiencing any sort of AFib or heart indication. And so far, mine have all come back as passable, nothing wrong. So that's what that looks like in real time. No signs of AFib. So I click finish there. Next screen, blood sugar. I'm going to click start and let this go. Again, this is not a medical device. I don't believe this blood sugar reading is accurate. This, if you're unfamiliar with these units, 4.5 millimoles per liter. If you take that number and just multiply it by 18, that blood glucose measurement is 81. That's the units that most people are familiar with. Again, don't trust this for blood sugar. Don't trust this to your health. Not a medical device, not FDA approved. It's a glorified toy. You have to understand that. It will measure your skin temperature and then extrapolate a body temperature from that. And I've not found a way to get this watch to go from centigrade to Fahrenheit, but it has done this, and it seems to be fairly accurate. And it measures blood pressure. Again, an amazing feature set for a sub $20 smartwatch. Now, for me, the blood pressure always measures low, okay, lower than I know it to be. But if you're looking for a device to basically define your baseline, assuming you're healthy, and you're just monitoring your baseline set of conditions, and then if anything deviates, you send up the alarm and go see a real doctor, this will serve somewhat of a purpose in that regard. But don't trust any medical data to this device. There's your main screen. It will pull in text messages from your smartphone when tethered with Bluetooth. This all seems to work just fine. If I scroll up, we can get into some further settings here. If I click that upper right button twice, again, just a ton of different screens here. Here's your exercises, and now the crown here, if you turn this, will actually, you can scroll with the screen, but you can also turn that crown to get into the various modes. And there's just a lot of different sports modes in here. As a matter of fact, it's 123 plus sports modes. So you're likely going to find something that you like. Oh my goodness, sexual love. This is the first smartwatch I've ever seen this as an exercise. We'll talk about that more in a minute. And you can see the various different types of sports activities in here. There's loads and loads of them, folks. So pretty good there. I'll come back to the fitness record here in a bit. Activity log. That's that overall screen for the day. Heart rate, sleep monitoring, mindfulness. I don't really know what that is. I think it's just like a restful breathing exercise or something like that. There's your ECG or EKG. There's your temperature, blood sugar, blood pressure. You can get into your settings. Now, it's got a telephone mode. You can actually use this when tethered with your phone via Bluetooth to make calls. It's got a microphone and speaker in it, and it works. And it works pretty well. So I would say if you want a Bluetooth calling smartwatch and nothing else for less than 20 bucks, this might be a pretty good deal for you. It works. Blood oxygen saturation, something called mail list. I guess you can just add names and addresses of people. QR code, I don't know exactly what that is, but you can look at the QR code for the app and download that from whatever app store you use on your phone. You can use this as a remote camera trigger, again, when connected via Bluetooth low energy. If you menstruate, it will give you an estimate of your cycle and let you know when you're in that cycle. You know what I'm talking about. Voice assistant. It's got a game here called Blow Skirt. This is hilarious. This might be worth the $17 just to watch this little Chinese game in action. It's got a woman in a skirt, and you touch the screen, and her skirt blows up a little bit. Like, I don't know if there's any more to this. Like, if I press this button enough, if something else happens. I don't know. But it's pretty dang cool. Pretty stupid, pretty silly. But hey, you know, it is what it is. You get a game in here. It's got a calculator that seems to work. Flashlight mode, you press that and all the pixels light up to help you see in the dark. I've actually used that. It works well. You got a timer. It's got a Find My Phone feature, stopwatch, remote music player. When tethered with Bluetooth, it will control the music from your phone. And an alarm clock. It will pull in weather, and it pulls in the forecast, again, from your phone. Meteorological data, it gives you UV readings, it gives you air pressure, wind speed, humidity. It's kind of like the feature set in this watch is amazing, and it's unlike any watch I've ever seen before in terms of the amount of stuff it does. Now, I don't think it does much of it credibly, but, you know, maybe someday they'll get it figured out. Let's go look at something cool. I'm going to go into my fitness records and look at my workouts here. Here's a dumbbell workout I did. And like when you're in a workout mode, it'll measure your estimated kilocalorie burn, your time engaged in that activity, and your estimated distance. That's it. And here's a strength training workout I did, 45 minutes, estimated 2,800 kilocalories burn. And it will keep track of that. It does it credibly. And then you have your sexual love. And I'm just going to say, I like to train a lot. And you can set goals for this particular exercise, either by the amount of time or the amount of kilocalorie target. I'm just going to say right here, folks, unless you plan on doing most of the work, be careful when you set a kilocalorie count goal. Most people overestimate how many calories they burn. You could be there a long time waiting to hit that kilocalorie goal. So I suggest you set a number of minutes as your goal, but even then it's distracting because once you hit that time, your watch vibrates and lets you know you've achieved your goal. And you know what I'm saying, you might not have achieved your goal yet. So I'm making fun here, folks, because this is such a weird sports mode. I just have to call it out and make fun of it. There's no application for this. Nobody's going to set their smartwatch for a goal for that activity and say, yay, I made it. So silly, but I just wanted to point it out and have some fun. So there you go. It's the QW66 smartwatch with EKG, Bluetooth calling, body temperature, blood glucose monitoring, heart rate when engaged in sports modes, 123 plus sports modes, a 1.3 inch screen, 360 by 360 pixels, a 220 milliamp hour battery, does blood pressure. It's IP67 waterproof, so don't submerge it, don't go swimming with it, even though there are swimming modes. This is just to take some splashes. So there you go. That's this review. I've got some more smartwatch reviews coming. This one, I would put this in the category of, is it a great smartwatch? Absolutely not. If you look at the polymer here, they etch it like it's carbon fiber, but it's really not. It's just polymer with grooves etched into it. It is not a great smartwatch, but for the novelty of it and to be able to make Bluetooth calls and have a reasonable estimate of sleep tracking, I would say, hey, it's been a whole lot of fun for less than 20 bucks. Let's go look at the app. The app here is something called Fundowear, Fundo. I've never reviewed this app before. It's very, very basic and not terribly good. You can look at your motion records, and here you have all my workouts that I've recorded so far, dumbbell workouts. And let's just go back to, there's a kayak training workout, and somewhere there's that strength training workout. It's just basic, gives you, again, your amount of time engaged in the activity and your estimated kilocalorie burn. You can look at your steps for the day. You can go back over the course of previous days, and it'll give you your step count. You can set a target for the number of steps you want to make per day. Here's your sleep tracking. I find it to be fairly credible, but some nights it's missed it, and other nights it's overestimated. But on average, I would say it's decent. Not great, but decent for tracking sleep. Again, your heart rate, these are all manual measurements, so it will only keep track of the heart rate measurements you take manually. It does not do this continuously over the day. Blood pressure, same thing. You have to take these manually, but it will keep track of them. I find that to be low. Blood oxygen saturation, I find that to be reasonable. Body temperature, once you convert that to Fahrenheit, I'd say that's fairly accurate. EKG measurements, you know, I don't know what to make of this. I don't know how it does it, but it seems to give you some indication as to whether you're an AFib or not. Again, it's not a medical device, so don't trust it. But, you know, for a novel toy to see if something deviates from what you know to be a baseline measurement, you know, go for it. Blood sugar, same thing. These are not accurate. I don't trust any of these devices. They're not medical devices. But, you know, you can adjust this and normalize it for a known fasted blood glucose level, enter that. But I think it really just, it makes some assumptions. It is supposed to use an infrared light to make these measurements. Nobody's published any science behind this. There's no FDA approval. So again, it's just a novel toy. Do not trust your health to it. These are not accurate measurements. That's the app. Again, there's no way to convert from centigrade to Fahrenheit, which is really irritating. There's no way to set it to automatically take those health measurements over the course of the day. So it's a very, very basic smartwatch. So there you have it, the QW66 smartwatch as found on AliExpress. I had way too much fun with this watch, folks, just because it's so quirky and weird. That's what makes it so oddly compelling. I actually enjoyed having the scene on my wrist. There you see the speakers, and you got a microphone here. It makes Bluetooth calls when tethered with your phone. It looks good, and if I compare this to the Amazfit Stratos, the original, it's actually a little bit smaller, and the case kind of mimics that carbon fiber look. Gosh, it's just been a lot of fun for less than 20 bucks. I don't recommend it at all, but I will drop a link to it if you want to check it out on AliExpress. This channel is about kayaking and kayak racing and health and fitness. I like to review anything health and fitness related, but I've got a whole bunch of smartwatch and fitness tracker reviews. You can go see my YouTube playlist with all my smartwatch and fitness tracker reviews. I've got a separate playlist there just for blood glucose monitoring smartwatch reviews. You can check all those out. Again, this is technology that's ahead of its time. Don't trust it. If you're diabetic, absolutely don't trust these smartwatches. They're not medical devices. So until next time, thanks for watching. I've got a first smartwatch review coming soon that will be the E300 Gen 2 smartwatch. And hey, I appreciate you watching. Just interact with this channel in some way. And if you like this review, I'm pretty darn sure you're going to like my next one of the E300 Gen 2 smartwatch. So stay tuned.
When you want an extraordinary racing kayak made in the finest American tradition, or maybe just own a piece of American kayaking history, you want a West Side Boat Shop kayak, now available from DaveTheKayaker.com. West Side Boat Shop kayaks. The tradition continues.